Hey guys, thanks for being here. Welcome to my living room. We are going to do a flow it's gonna be about 30 minutes, and this is gonna be your like super chill after the workday wind down practice. It's very stretchy, bendy, so you're gonna get a lot of good stretches into the bigger joint structures of the body. So thinking about like shoulders, hips, wrists, ankles, that kind of thing. And just kind of like shake off a little bit of the day. There will be some movement, a little bit of up and down, not a lot, but you can expect the majority of this practice to be pretty groovy. So it'd be great if you have two blocks. Mine are made of cork, yours could be made of foam, wood, cork, whatever. If you don't have them, it's not a massive deal. I am going to use them, so if you want to hit pause and go get them, great. If you have to hit pause, then it's going to take you like 48 to 72 hours to get them, you'll be fine. You don't need them. But I do recommend having a set. Pro tip. Okay, let's start lying down on the back. And if you've got blocks, set them up at the front of your mat and come on down to your back. So in these videos, you're gonna see all kinds of interesting things pertaining to yoga, and you're also gonna see my belly flop out of my sweatpants a lot. Okay, bend your knees and step your feet to the ground, and just take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and point your toes slightly out to the right and left, but not a lot. And then press into the whole surface areas of your feet, lift your pelvis, and push back onto the tips of your shoulders, and just take a little wide bridge, and take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Good. Now, take your hands and clasp them underneath you, and if you can't do that, just set your palms down, right, as much as you can. You can bend your elbows just a little bit. Palms down or hands clasped. And then take another deep breath in, push into the feet, lift the hips. And then as you exhale, come down, set your butt on those clasped hands and kind of rock side to side. You're not going to put all your weight on them, but this is just a little to get the crunchiness out of your wrist. And then you can slowly untangle your fingers and just squish your hands with your butt cheeks. Rocking a little to the right, you're going to see kind of sway the knees right and left. Nice and easy. Like I said, you're going to see my belly fall on my sweatpants a lot. You're going to see my dirty feet probably a few times. All kinds of fun things. But thanks for being here. Your support is invaluable. And so is your yoga practice. All right, so take your right foot and just bring it right out in front of the right hip with the knee bent. Take the left leg and interlace the fingers behind the left hamstring if you can. You can always just grab your pants and hold your leg if that's a little less strenuous for the arms and shoulders. But if you're able to clasp, go ahead and do that. And then just spend some time circling out through the ankle. Maybe 4 or 5 circles in each direction is fine. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. You can kind of reverse and then reverse. Okay, and then flex and point and flex and point, flex, point and flex and point. Yeah, and then let's take that left knee into the chest. Now you're going to move the interlace of the hands over the shin and just pull it up towards the chest and slightly out to the left. And then snuggle it. Rock it side to side. Cool. Now while you're doing that, straighten your right leg all the way down to the ground. Take a deep breath in, and then when you exhale, take a twist. So with your right hand, you're going to guide your left knee across your body to the right. Maybe that knee taps to the floor, but the left shoulder stays down. Stretch out the left arm. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Another breath in. And on the breath out, maybe you turn just a little bit more. Good, and then come back through center. And let's come back to that bridge pose. Wide feet, slightly angled. Take a breath in. Push into all the surface of your feet. Like really spread your feet out. And then breathe out. Lift your hips. And then this time you can kind of march the feet a little bit, lifting one heel And then the other. This is just a chill back bend. You don't need to think too deeply about it, but you do want to kind of engage your glutes a bit. You know, it never hurts. And then lift up high, take a breath in, and roll down low. And see if you can roll from the top of the spine down to the bottom. Cool, and then we'll keep that left foot as is. We'll take the right leg up and interlace behind the hamstrings, at the hamstrings. Let's circle out the right ankle. Any speed you want on the circles. And there's always these yoga teachers that are like, and now pretend like you have a paintbrush attached to your toe. Flex and point. Like you're a ballerina. It's so annoying. The older I get, the more I get upset with yoga teachers, by the way. All right, press into that. Really stretch out the right leg. And then bend the knee and hug it in and give it a nice little squeeze up towards the right shoulder and a snuggle. Rock it side to side. Instead of rocking your hips side to side, see if you can rock your right leg side to side, and then you'll kind of massage some of your organs, okay? And now stretch out your left leg nice and long and take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out with your left hand, guide the right knee over, yep, and then open the right arm out to the right at the detriment of your right shoulder coming off of the ground. Do not roll too far. And you're breathing. Big breaths in, big breaths out. Good, and then come back through center. We'll take one more fun little back bend just for funsies. Lift. Yeah, nice. All right, and then roll your way back down. And you'll lift the heels, lift the feet off the mat, grab for your big toes, and just take a moderately happy baby. It doesn't have to be the craziest happy baby you've done in your life. We're gonna do it again in about 20 minutes. All right, let's get some blood pumping into the legs. Just kind of rock and roll a couple times. This is one of my favorite things in yoga, so you can do it to the right, to the left, up and down, and then eventually you'll just come all the way up and over. And let's try downward facing dog right out of the gate. So put your hands on your yoga mat. I mean, I'm assuming everybody here knows how to do a down dog, but if you don't, hands are going to go a little bit wider than the shoulders, fingers spread wide, and you're going to need to be aware of that and not have little dead fish hands. Really spread your paws wide, press into all your fingertips, the circumferences of your palms, right? What makes up that big circular shape of palm, and the thumbs. Then tuck your toes, ascend up and back. Press the feet down and away from one another isometrically and lift your hips up high. And then keep gripping into those hands and push your heart back towards your thighs. Push it back. You're going to have this urge to walk backwards to make this easier. Don't let yourself do that. Grip your mat. It's hard. It's not meant to be super easy, okay? If you feel like you're giving too much into your shoulder heads, pull your shoulder blades together, wrap your triceps in, and push your heart towards your thighs. Okay. Now, on an inhale, come forward, drop your knees to the mat, lift your chest, and look up. And on the exhale, tuck your pelvis, tuck your chin to your chest, round your back, and finish the breath out. Again, inhale up. This is cow pose. Exhale, tuck and round. We're going to do it one more time. Big breath in. Exhale for cat. Reach the spine to the ceiling as you tuck the pelvis up and in. It's like you're looking for your belly button.
but you're pulling your belly button up and in so you can't see it. Now, neutralize the spine and tuck your toes, and then send your butt back towards your toes and bounce it a few times until you feel your baby toes pop. Maybe if you're lucky. And we're just opening up the soles of the feet. And when you're good on that, you're going to come forward again. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. And now lift up onto your tiptoes. Start to take a little tiptoe walk forward. Slow down. Don't go too fast. Pull your belly button up towards your spine and see how far you can get before you lift your hands. Then you're going to fold forward. I like my knees bent here because I have tight hamstrings and weirdly shaped legs, and I just want to feel a little softer these days. So, you know, if you're capable of straightening your legs, good for you. If you want to bend your knees a bit, good for you. Let your head be heavy though, and notice that you're giving your body weight not just into the balls of your feet and the toes, but you're pushing into your heels as well. Okay, so the bottom of the foot has 3 points, the heel, and then the outer right ball mound, and the outer left ball mound. Okay? All right, let's take a slow roll up to standing, nice and slowly. And fix your pants if you need to, and then take the arms high, take a breath in. Now listen, as you exhale, take your right hand to your right hip and breathe out as you lean towards like 2 o'clock. Left hand's pointing to 2 o'clock on the clock face. Good, take a breath in here, don't move. And then as you exhale, take your left hand down, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Both arms come down and you bounce a little bit. Good, and then roll up to standing. Reach your arms up, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, left hand comes to left hip. We're pushing to the right and leaning to 10 o'clock on the clock face. Take your left shoulder and bring it forward just a bit as you arc up and over. Keep pointing to 10, take a breath in. And as you exhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, let both hands go. Ooh, a block fell. And bounce a little bit. If you have hair, you can access it, grab it and pull it a little bit. If you've got 2 fists, tap on the backs of your legs a little bit. All the way down to the space behind the knee and then the calves. And then roll up, breathe in. Arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay. Fold forward and step your left foot back and out to the left. So when you come up, your right knee will be bent, your right toes are pointing forward, and your back foot is in a warrior 1 stance. So it's wider, it's on its own track, and it's angular. And you're pushing into the pinky edge of that foot, and this back leg is strong, okay? Now with the right foot, we're pressing down into the right heel and the toe mounds. We're lifting the arches, and then we feel our inner thighs turn on. And then we're taking the arms up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften the shoulders. Keep the feet. Keep the legs. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Big breath in. And now this time as you exhale, reach your hands out and down. And when they get towards the back, straighten the right leg. Push into the pinky edge of the left foot. Reach for your hands, interlace them, interlock them, or just hold them. And then pull your chest wide open. Make a big, proud chest. Pull your collarbones apart and down. Take another breath in here. And then as you exhale, come forward halfway and stop. Now lift your navel up towards your spine. Reach your arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. And then exhale, bend into the knee and fold over. So now you're in a lunge. And then here's what you're going to do. Spin your left heel up. Tap your left knee down. bring your left palm to the ground. Take your right toes and point them out to 2 o'clock on the clock face. And then open the right arm and the chest to the right. So it's like a wide twisted lunge. If you want to pick the back leg up, it'll take a little more energy, but it feels nice. And then let the pelvis dip. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good, release that. Come all the way back into a low lunge. So point your right foot straight forward again in the middle of the mat. Left toes tuck, we lift. We're gonna walk to the left for a wide leg fold. So now both sets of toes face the left side of your mat. You're folding forward and you're just gonna hang here for a second. Take a breath in, come up halfway and engage your core. And then exhale, refold. Walk it all the way back around to the front of the mat and step back for downward facing dog. You can step there, you can hop there, you can levitate, whatever it takes, whatever you want to do. 3 rounds of cow and cat. As you inhale, drop your knees, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, round your back. Once more, big breath in. Exhale, round. Last cow. Let's skip cat and go right back to dog. Breathe out. Good. Come up to your tiptoes, look forward. Step your toes forward. Yeah? And then take a slow roll up to standing. Reach your arms out, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Reset, feel the feet. Toe mounds, remember. Ball mounds. Centers of heels, arches are lifted. Pelvis is slightly tucked, heart is lifted. Breathe in, reach up. And as you exhale, fold. Just a nice little reset. Okay. Step your right foot back. And then find that warrior one stance. So step the right foot wider, the left knee bends, we come up, check in with your legs, look back and check in with your feet. Make sure that the pinky edge of that back foot is down, back leg is turned on, left knee is bent and we're pressing into the center of the left heel. So that line of energy goes all the way down. And then breathe in, reach the arms up. Let it exhale go. 2 more breaths. So the pace of this is so nice for the evening because we're moving, but we're not moving too quickly. No one's asking us to be anywhere anymore. It's the end of the day. All right, release the hands. Remember they're coming back, and then you press into that left foot. As you straighten the left leg, tone through the right. And then reach back, take the opposite grip that you took from before. So if the right thumb is on top, put the left thumb on top this time and vice versa. Or just connect the hands, reach the heart wide open, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, come down halfway and stop. Let the crown of the head point forward rather than looking forward and doing your neck. So just let the crown of the head look forward, reach the arms up, squeeze the shoulder blades, take a breath. And then exhale, come down. Now, we're going to keep that foot wide, but we're going to tip the back heel up. And then step your left toes out to 10 o'clock on the clock face. Right palm comes down, right knee comes down. Let's take that big, wide, twisted lunge. And you've got so much space here right now, so breathe a few breaths. Big, robust inhales and full deep exhales. And if you want to pick that back one up, you can. 1 more. And then exhale, let it come down. Find that downward facing dog again. Yeah, we did the wide leg fold only once in the evening. All right, and if you want to step your feet in for a bigger down dog stretch, you can step your feet in just a bit until you can get the whole foot on the mat. And then, once again, wrap your feet, wrap your triceps, push back, and feel the backs of your legs opening. It's so glorious. Shit. Okay. All right, let's step the left foot back just a smidge. Take the right leg up and back. Give it a good stretch. And then open up. Go ahead and open that hip. And maybe you prong up onto your right fingertips and really push into your left hand, if you can. And then bend your right knee and let that dangle. And then just gently kind of pulse the heel in towards that back glute so that you're getting a nice little squeeze through the quads. And then we'll slowly release that. Inhale for cow pose. Drop your knees, lift your heart up. Exhale, tuck and round your back. 2 more. Inhale, lift.
You know what? For these two, I'm going to turn my hands around backwards.
Exhale, round.
This helps you get into the wrist a little bit more. Push into the heel of the hand when you breathe out.
Breathe in for cow. Exhale, tuck and round.
And then really press into the heels of the hands. Arch the spine.
And this is your last cow pose. If your hands are backwards, put them back on, right?
And then exhale, downward facing dog. You're gonna step your right foot down, raise your left heel. And then maybe you lift your right heel and open up, and maybe you prong up onto left fingertips. Now push with your right hand, melt your chest, but watch that the right shoulder isn't taking all that weight. Align your shoulders to the front of the mat. Okay, so what that means is to turn your right shoulder back up and let your left shoulder come down. Now maybe you bend the left knee and bounce the heel. Good. All right, enough of that. Release it. Come down to your knees and let's take a little seat. Okay? We'll do some stuff for the shoulders. So I'm going to face you guys, but if you're watching from the front, you don't need to be in the middle of your mat for any reason. My block fell earlier, so I'm going to put it back where it goes. And what we'll do is just take the arms straight out in front of you and then grab opposite elbows and just do a couple of shoulder flossings. So you just pull to the right and the left. You'll feel this probably because it's the end of the day. This is something really nice to do in the morning too. And let's keep the shoulders and the elbows parallel. We'll do about 5 more seconds from this direction. And then re-extend, take the opposite hand to elbow grip, and then just start going back and forth again. We're just flossing. Okay. Now release that, shake out the shoulders. And take your right hand to your left ear, give yourself a little neck stretch. You can also take your left fingertips and walk them out to the left. That feels amazing. I started going to a chiropractor in 2022 or 2023. I don't remember. It was one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life, actually. I've had like horrible neck pain ever since going. And these neck stretches, I never bore with them. All right, let's do the other side. Sorry if any of you are chiropractors that are actually good. I just don't know. I don't think I can ever go to one again. Okay. Let's release that. Next order of business, take your right hand up and then drop your right hand between your shoulder blades. Pick up your left hand and place it over your right elbow and just push your elbow up into your palm and then bend over to the left. So you're not going to go as far as if you were just, but it's really not about being in a side bend. It's more about stretching out your triceps and that nice little space around the armpit, like where some of those muscles feed into the rotator cuff.
they can be kind of harder to get to. All right, and now listen very closely. With your right, come back up with your right hand, grab your left knee, and then twist to the left. And now pick up your left arm and side bend over to the right. And can you push your left knee into your right palm so you're creating resistance? Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, cross your left elbow over your right. So you're grabbing opposite kneecaps, okay? The elbows are crossed. Now, for the last trick, can you lift and spin your arms into an eagle pose? And if you did that, can you press your forearms into one another and pull your shoulders forward? And you're breathing. Nobody ever said that yoga doesn't take a massive amount of concentration. That's the point, right? Is it like gets you out of thinking about all the crap that pollutes your brain all day. And it just, for however many minutes you're attentively practicing yoga, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. So you're silencing all the other stuff in your mind. All right, now so release that and just take a couple of little spins. And shake out the head. All right, now let's take the left arm up, bend the left elbow, take the palm right between the shoulder blades, and then right palm up and over to left elbow. Reach the elbow into the palm, breathe in, and then side bend over to the right. But you're still pressing your elbow up, so you're feeling this mostly in your left triceps, maybe a little around the left armpit. Take another breath in, sit up tall and arch over. Once more, tall, breathe in, arch, breathe out. Nice. Okay, now come back up, and then what we're gonna do is undo the arms, and you're gonna reach your left hand to your right palm and twist to the right. The right fingers come back behind you, that's okay. And then reach your right arm up and over, and now we're in that side bend on the opposite side. Now can you push right kneecap into left palm? Right arm reaches up and over to the left. And you're breathing. Big breath in. Breathe out. Now cross over, take that right palm to the left knee. So the arms are crossed this time. And then if you went for that eagle bind, you're just going to come up and do it again. And if you didn't, you didn't. And if you want, you can also just hug yourself. Yeah? So there's many different ways to get this done. We just want to feel a nice spread across the upper back, like as if you were pulling your shoulder blades away from one another and creating a little bit of space. And then when you get that space, you can breathe into it with a big, robust breath. And then out. Good. And then you can release that, shake it out. And the last thing we'll do here is a little bit for the legs once again. So you'll take your left leg out in front of you and take your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Come to turn, like actually turn your body and look towards your left leg and just start to walk your hands towards it. If you want to use the blocks here, they're great. I'll show you how. So you're going to just bring the blocks down. It's almost like it gives you a little something closer to hold on to so you can really prioritize what's going on in this. And what's going on in this is the back of your leg. But we want to keep that right hip spinning forward and the left hip spinning back. And if you're able to grab hold of the foot, good for you. If you're not, it doesn't matter. Maybe you can with both hands though. All right? Keep the left foot flexed and think about all the time building this connection between your heart, which is pulling forward, and your toes, which are pulling back. Yeah? So you're getting that line shorter. Take a breath in. and a breath out. And then now listen closely. We're gonna inhale, straighten up the spine, reach the arms up. And then as you breathe out, take your right hand behind your butt, press into it, lift the hips, and take a nice back bend here. And you can be really big and expansive, and you can even make a big circle with the left arm. Okay, now let's come down. We'll do the whole thing on the other side. So this is the last bit before the rest. And what you're gonna do is now the left foot comes into the inseam of the right leg. Pull your butt cheek out from under you, bring your blocks in if you're using them, and set this up. So remember, right foot is flexed, heart reaching for toes, toes reaching for heart. And we're gonna work the right hip back in space and the left hip forward so the pelvis is neutral, because the pelvis loves to be neutral. Okay, and then you're reaching and you're breathing, and maybe you're holding something. And that's it. So I really recommend after these practices, if you can just lie still on your yoga mat for 3 to 5 minutes for a 30-minute practice. It's a really great amount of time to just let all the stuff that you did integrate, to give your mind a little bit of a rest before you jump back into the evening or whenever you're doing this practice. But yeah, really, it's just about integration. So if you can, once you wrap this up, you'll come out of it, and then set any props that you have out of the way. You'll come to lie all the way down on your back. And as I promised you, we've got that one more happy baby. So once you lie down and you bend your knees, kick your feet up into the air. Maybe this time you can grab for the outer edges of the feet. And you'll just pull your legs away from you, like pull your feet away from one another and then down. And let the tailbone melt. And let the shoulders relax. And then maybe take a big breath in. And when you exhale, do it like horse lips, like yeah, like a big one. So once you feel like you're good and ready, take about 3 to 5 minutes to stretch out, lie flat on your back. If you lose time, that's okay. If you nap for 10 minutes, you probably needed it. And if you can't quite make it for 3 minutes, try next time, okay? It's not easy to lay completely still, and you don't see the results from this for quite some time, in my experience. But then there will come a day where you long for 3 to 5 minutes to just lay on the floor, and it becomes more comfortable every time you do it. So thanks again so much for practicing, and I wish you all a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. I hope this was effective, and I'll see you next time.